Okay, and then here we go. Here she comes.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Happy
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Diane!
Hey.
Surprise!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Diane!
Happy birthday!
Birthday.
Look
Where
at
is she?
everybody.
I don't.
Happy
I-
birthday!
Oh,
I
where's
don't see her.
Diane?
She did not come in.
Janine.
I know.
Oh,
She did not come in.
we had a
She's
good
locked
time.
up somewhere. She's locked up.
Good practice.
Oh, there she is. It's like down at the bottom. She's not. Typically, she's not in alphabetical order.
Uh-oh.
Where is she?
Where
Where is she?
All
are you,
right, wait.
Diane?
Swipe to the
There
side.
she is.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Birthday.
Oh, look at
Happy
her.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Diane. Happy birthday.
Aw. Hi,
I think she, oh, there she's
These
good.
are my two brothers
Oh.
and a sister.
We've got a surprise for
We
you,
love
Diane.
Diane.
We
Happy
love Diane.
birthday.
We love Diane.
We do. We love Diane.
You stand
We love you.
for.
We gotta sing? Are
Not
you
yet.
sure?
Now,
Oh, great.
Jody.
Sorry.
Hey, Tess.
All right. It's hang on a second. It's just not sharing right. Hold on.
Colleen.
Oh, there's David.
Margie looks familiar.
It
Mark.
shows.
Carrie.
Whoops.
It shows
Wow.
everybody's muted.
You lost something. Everybody.
There's Diane and her Kung Fu gal. For the slides.
Oh, okay.
See, this is the way this
Oh.
works is
Oh, now it's on the side.
Oh,
Ann.
there's Ann.
I was just looking to see. Some of them
Aw.
actually look familiar.
Oh.
Oh.
Daniel Ellsberg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a tad.
You can take the country out of the board, but you can't take the board out of the country.
Oh.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, it's just- that's a white.
You and Ann again.
And David.
And Lon, that big fat guy with a hat was me. What's come sit down if you want.
No,
If he steps on your feet, you won't.
I'm leaning on this. I got shoes
on.
I'm worried about her feet.
He has his nails and torn up my front seat. Cost me $1,000 last week to get the front seats of the car completely torn out.
It's gonna happen again.
Oh, I put ballistic knockerhead on it.
Oh.
If we'd only known then.
Aw.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
ah,
How cute.
and these are so beautiful. I mean, all the work, the people that have sown seeds along the way.
Julio.
That was fake.
uh,
Wow.
There's
Clampets.
the Baker family.
I'm gonna go get Simon on the other computer so he can send it.
huh?
Who's that? She looks familiar.
That's,
Leslie.
Okay.
oh, those are my college friends.
Mhm.
And these are church friends. Oh.
Oh.
Woo!
Ooh.
That was Karis.
Oh.
I love that one.
Oh, there's our favorite senator, Cornel.
Oh, and
Oh,
the braces. And Dylan, yeah.
Oh, that's in Germany. That's here. Veterans for Peace. Oh, Peter Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
man, sorry you guys have to look at all these. But
Oh, they're
oh, they're
wonderful.
great. It's wonderful.
there's so many friends there that have gone on a long journey and are sowing so many seeds along the way.
I can help you with that.
That was cool.
Mhm.
Ooh, cool.
Hi, Diane.
Who's that?
Winnie
Winnie, my
And my
roommate.
and my daughter Stacy. We're in Oregon.
Ah,
Oh.
Happy birthday.
happy birthday to all of you. Because especially Anne. Tomorrow is her birthday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Which Anne are we speaking of?
Well, there probably are a lot, but there's only one Anne Wright. Oh, look
Ah.
at those back.
Ah,
Ann, are you in Hawaii right now?
He's on mute.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm in Hawaii right now. I
Oh,
sure
okay.
am. Yeah. Well, and we have 44 of your greatest friends with us right at the moment, Diane, and all of them, I'm sure, are saying they're making their comments as they see all of these wonderful, pictures of you. We all,
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that picture.
yeah, these are wonderful, wonderful. The history of activism in the last.
It is.
Amen.
It is.
Yay, Diane!
Yay to all of you. Yay to
Good.
all of you.
Yeah.
Good slideshow.
And thank you for, Lisa.
Well, Diane, we are so thrilled to be with you, all 44 of us that are here and more joining all the time. And we're here from all over the country to wish you a big 75th birthday.
Oh,
Yay.
Yay! Yeah.
no, There could be no one that would be more surprised than me because Bob told me Leslie had called and said I had to be on a Creech Zoom meeting in
Yes.
10 minutes. And I thought, okay, if Leslie calls, I go. And so, or any of you, if you call,
Well,
I go. And so,
well, you're exactly right. When Leslie calls, we all go. And Ellen Davidson, when she calls, we all go. And we want to thank Ellen and Leslie for mobilizing us to be able to be here with you on the big 75. It's hard to believe 75 years, and looking at all of these wonderful slides of things that have been happening over the last many years. We won't say how many, but many years. I remember meeting you probably during Camp Casey. I think
yes,
that's probably when it was. Yeah.
yes.
And you know, all of the things that we all have been a part of, from challenging the wars on Afghanistan and Iraq, going to Washington and spending so much time there, Code Pink Women for Peace being such a coordinating and dynamic force for us all. We just, we really are thrilled to be able to be with you on your big 75th birthday. And we admire you so very much for all of the things that you've done and continue to do. You're an inspiration to us all. And the very first people that would like to tell you what a great inspiration you are your grandkids. So grandkids, take it away. Stella, Thorin, and Thaddeus, take it away.
It's muted.
I can see they're singing.
Well, we'll try it again and see if we can get the music to go with it, because I'm sure they are great singers.
Ellen, you have to unmute if you're playing it.
Okay, we'll try it again, and because we definitely want to hear these grandkids. Where are Stella, Thorin, and Thaddeus?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Wow, great. What great grandkids, what cuties. And we've heard about them, and to see them in person as they're growing up is just great. And we'd like to say hello to Bob, who's right there by your side, drinking a little, what is that, Bob?
It's ice water and 7-Up. I can't
Oh,
do
it's
that
not-
much sugar at night.
Well, it looks like Texas branch water to me.
Branch water.
Anyway, we're going to have some toast for Miss Diane in a little while. And I think, Bob, we want to thank you so very much. The great fellas right there standing beside Diane through thick and thin. And we really are thrilled that we have both of you all here today. And next we have Akwete Taihimba. And I've probably not said that name correctly. So my apologies, but please go right ahead. Akwete.
Okay. Happy birthday, Diane. I'm so happy that Leslie called and informed me of this surprise. But let me just say what an inspiration you've been to me and my family. We work with you with Pastors for Peace. For I don't know how many years it's been now, maybe 10, I don't know more. But you've always just, been a quiet leader and allowed us to do the work we needed to be done, but with your guidance. But you've always been an inspiration to me. There's no one like you. You're always giving me inspiration, kind words to keep pushing forward. And you never get off the phone without saying, I love you. And I want to say I love you back, and I just thank you for all of your examples and your work and your labor that you've done for humanity. So thank you, Diane. Happy birthday.
Thank you,
Thank
Koike.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your being with us today. And I think we'll have lots of people that will be echoing the same spirit of all of the counsel and help that Diane's been given to all of us at various times. So Diane, keep up the great work. And next we have another member of your family, Linda King, who is Bob's sister and Diane's sister-in-law. Please take it away, Linda.
Thank you. Well, as Ann mentioned, Diane Baker is my sister-in-law, but more than that, she is my beautiful sister, mi hermosa hermana, my friend, my colleague, and my exemplar in faith, hope, and love. Diane married into our crazy family and jumped in with both feet, even though she was not a natural fit. That is, she was not overly endowed with appetite and belly flubber, exaggeration skills, cutthroat competitive impulses, sight reading music abilities, or an I gotta be right ego. It might be easy to think she'd be overwhelmed or subsumed, but that's not what happened. Instead, Diane opened our eyes to her world, which included a love of and a gift for the visual arts, painting, sculpture, drawing, textiles. Diane has a well-tuned and lifelong ability to notice faces and feelings and body language and needs, to use her own slightness and vulnerability, her humility and capacity for silliness, to draw others close in order to know them and to serve them. So I say wow to all of that. She has taught us also about power and its uses and abuses, about protests large and small, headline making or solo, and about the triumph of hope over cynicism. And these were not lessons out of a book, but directly from her life. We sometimes ate them up with a spoon, like some new flavor of ice cream, but sometimes we resisted. Nevertheless, we were watching, and over time, Diane, we came to realize that the Diane way is a way of light and hope and relentless love. Now, lest you think I'm canonizing Diane a little too early, I will concede that she is one of the stubbornest humans I have ever encountered. Determined, she'd call it. But we all know that sometimes it's just plain stubborn, and she will do what she makes up her mind to do. What a woman. I will share one fond memory quickly. Diane and I were sharing a couple of bunks in a sort of shanty on a medical mission trip in Honduras in 2009. It was steaming hot in this mountainous jungle, so we slept in our clothes with no covers on us. We heard rustling in the straw-covered rafters, but we were too tired to be very curious. In the morning, we awoke to find ourselves covered in a layer of bat guano, which can be rather dangerous and is definitely not the best look. But always unflappable, Diane shook off the guano, meandered out the door, where she got on a horse and rode around a bit before a breakfast of refritos and a tortilla and playtime with the local children, making her famous fish face. An amazing woman. The invitation to this Zoom party described Diane as intrepid, indomitable, and inspirational, all true. And I'd like to add one more N word, and that is inimitable, which the dictionary defines as so uniquely extraordinary that it is impossible to be copied, matchless. So now will you all join me in a toast as we raise a glass in honor of mi hermosa hermana, the inimitable, the matchless Diane Baker. To you, Diane.
Yay. Mhm. Cheers.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you very much, Linda. That's a beautiful tribute, and particularly like this thing about the bat guano. I haven't heard that story before.
That was great.
And Diane, I'll just mention that Paul Hopkins has been on the webinar, and he writes, he says, we can't stay because we have family responsibilities with our son-in-law who has been ill. But good to see you, Diane, after many years, and happy birthday, Paul and LaDonna Hopkins in St. Louis. So
Yes.
they've been with you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Indeed. Well, again, thank you, Linda, for those words. And another person that's been very dear to Diane and Bob and the whole Dallas community, and it is one of the key organizers right here for this birthday party, is Leslie Harris. And Leslie and the Harris girls, Jackie, Cassie, and Caitlin, have a little show for you, Diane, for your birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, we're in love with you. Happy just be near throughout the coming year and all the best to you. So keep on smiling every day and may your troubles fade away and may you never, ever, ever be blue. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Woo!
Oh, look at the sticker.
Oh, that was great. And Leslie, you're here. How about something direct from the horse's mouth, so to speak? Leslie, go ahead and say something.
Oh, well, the little mooning at the ending was reminiscent of my youngest daughter when she was 15, was totally corrupted by the Reverend Diane Baker, who talked her into full pants down, actual mooning the Pentagon.
Wow.
Do we have a photograph of that?
I think we do, actually. Not that I could find it, but somewhere in the universe, there's a picture of it.
Well, since it's adults only. No. What? Well, that was great. And I know the Harris family and the Baker family have been close families for many, many years. And whenever Leslie is planning something in the Dallas area or wherever else, the first call goes out to Diane Baker. Okay, Diane, can you make it on this day? Let's get moving and keep going. And as a result, they have one of the most active Code Pink chapters and Veterans for Peace chapters in the country, right there in Dallas, Texas. And speaking of Code Pink Women for Peace, I would like to ask one of the co-founders of Code Pink Women for Peace. You know, I do have my Code Pink shirt on, Code Pink thing right behind me. Compliments of one of the co-founders, Jody Evans. So Jody, please, let's have some words from you.
Thank you, Anne, and happiest of birthdays, Diane. So, you know, everyone has spoken so about Diane, which is volumes. And I want to talk about the generosity of spirit of Diane. From the minute I met you, you show up and you come with generosity. You come with the generosity of your smile, the generosity of your spirit. You come in the presence of your deep commitment to humanity and to peace. And I always think of you as this tuning fork that I can attune to. And I'm always like frazzled and too busy and my attention splattered in 1,000 places. And if I get next to you, I'm pulled into that and you are my inspiration. There's something that happens every time I find you in action and we hug and I'm reminded to be present. I'm reminded to pay attention to the details. I'm reminded why I am there. And that just super generosity of spirit grounds me every time I see you. And I remember some of the first times at Camp Casey, where no matter what had to happen, what was needed, you were there. What can I do? How do I show up? Never like about yourself, always about that generosity of spirit, about what can I give to what's needed right here for peace, for the people, for the planet. And so I just want to celebrate the generosity of your spirit. Everyone else has said it's just volumes of who you are and what you give. But as a peace activist and someone who's been in the streets with you for over 15 years, I my heart always swells when I see you, and you always offer me and my spirit and what I need to show up with. You kind of just pour in the energy I need and the love. So I celebrate your life. I celebrate all you have given with it. I am so happy to have been part of it and to have been in the streets, outside of the White House, outside of Bush's Ranch, all the places that you show up, you're like everywhere. Like I turn around and you're there and I'm like, how did you get here? So thank you for taking care of people and planet and our spirits and our hearts. Celebrating your life. Please, everyone join me. Thank you, Diane, celebrating you and happiest of birthdays.
That was beautiful. Thank you,
Cheers.
Jody. That really was. It sure was. Well, we've got some other people that are writing in saying they have to drop off in a few minutes. We've got Ken Mayers from Santa Fe that says, I have to drop off when the clock strikes the hour. It was great to see the slideshow and a lot of familiar faces that have all shared the pleasure of Diane's company and inspiration. Lots of love to the guest of honor. Happy birthday and keep on keeping on. And then from Tess Varner, hi, greetings from Tess, Mary, and Clee, who are camping in the San Juan Mountains in Colorado. We also bring greetings from Cora Lee. We have to run soon to get back to camp before dark and the bears eat us up. Actually, they didn't put that in there. But we love you so much and are blown away by you. That's wonderful for two groups of people that have to Zoom off right now, but they've been with you. And as Jody said, you know, Diane, you're a calming influence, except there's one person that I don't think you could ever calm down. And that's our old buddy, Dave Jensen from Texas. So Dave, could we ask you to say some words for Diane?
Where's Dave?
Okay.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably got this Zoom thing figured out. Well, first, happy birthday, Diane. It is, you don't know how good it is to see all you people. You know, I'm kind of in exile here in East Texas in Louis Gohmert land, and there's not too many normal people here. So, you know, to hook up with you guys and bring back all the memories of Camp Casey and everything we did along the way is worth more than all the money in the world. So anyway, Diane, how do you feel 75? You don't act 75. You don't look 75.
No, actually, I'm 57.
There you go. That's kind of what I figured. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, there's a little this little story just kind of to me summarizes Diane's reputation and her tenacity on things. And Bob's going to roll his eyes in a minute because he said, well, don't encourage her to do these things every time I bring the stuff up. But there was I think it was the opening of the Bush Library on Central Expressway, and it's been a while, but basically Diane, we had a march going south on Central, and I was with Diane, and we headed down there, and I don't know if it just got hot or we decided to make a U-turn and go back, and we had gone a long way, and we got a cop car to stop to give us a lift back to where we started from. And we're heading back up on the service road on Central, and the cop said something to Diane to the effect is, well, is this the first time in a police car? And Diane said, well, it's the first time in the front seat. And I don't know. I think that, Diane, that sums it up. Everything for you. You are the most impressive activist I think that has ever come down the pipe. So Hope to see you soon. You know, we got all this panic. I've got to get back up. It's been a while since I've been up Dallas Fort Worth way, but I need to get up there, and I will definitely come through McKinney when I get there. And Ann, basically, I finally decided, I think, to forgive you for that time you made me pose. Remember in DC, you made me pose with a Texas flag diaper on this year. Personally, I think I have some sort of harassment thing here, but anyhow, it's great to see everybody here. And Diane, you take care. Bob, I'll see you too soon. And hello to everybody else on the magic tube here.
The attorney, one of the attorneys who helped Diane during that whole Bush Library thing is here. Ann Shatty is here.
What?
Hello,
Ann
everybody.
Shatty.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the one who got Dallas a big spanking for having hassled the protesters at the Bush Library.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
I was
yeah,
one
yeah,
of three.
yeah,
I was not. That was not the only one. I was part
No,
of
no, one
a
of
team.
three. There were three.
There were three of us, and you know, we all three worked together to try to help you all exercise your First Amendment rights here in the city of Dallas. And the ordinance in question was clearly a violation, what we thought was clearly a violation of the First Amendment, and the court ultimately agreed, and we were able to reach a resolution that eliminated it. And so I congratulate you all on contesting the application of that ordinance here in Dallas to the prohibition of free speech. And it was a privilege and an honor to work with Bruce Anton and Meg Penrose as your legal team in working to vindicate your rights, your First Amendment rights, all of our First Amendment rights here in the city of Dallas.
Well, thank you, Ann. That's for sure. I mean, what Diane and Leslie have stirred up in Dallas needed to be stirred up for all of us. So we really appreciate you and all the other lawyers that have helped out people, because if it wasn't for you, you lawyers, some of us would have been sitting in Togi for quite a while. So we really thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. It was a privilege.
Well, thank you very much. Well, next we have Matt Ho, who's one of our great vets and who resigned from the State Department in opposition to what was going on in Afghanistan. And he's unable to be with us in person, but we do have a tape. So let's hear from Matt.
Hi, Diane. Happy birthday. I've shared this with Diane before, but I'm always happy to share it again. And for those who haven't heard it, and for those who don't know me, I'm Matthew Ho. Diane has had a huge impact on my life the last 10 years or so. She and Bob hosted me in, I can't remember if it was 2010 or 2011 now, but anyway, they had me come down to Dallas and speak, and I stayed with them. And I had done that by that point. I'd done a bunch of trips like that, a bunch of lectures, and I wasn't expecting, I was expecting to meet some nice people and learn some things, and, you know, and generally have a good time, right? And I wasn't expecting to have this moment where I met somebody who challenged me. You know, not like Diane got in my face and, you know, and right, but who just by who she was, by what she taught me, by sharing about her life, what Bob told me about her, you know, but also too, just by staying in her house for a couple days or a few days and seeing what she was like as a person. I remember it really was a dilemma. It put me in a dilemma of what I was going to do with my life, what I was going to do with the rest of my life. How was I going to live? Was I going to live in a way that was not just meaningful and just and filled with purpose, you know, but in a way that was true to who I was and what I believed. And so I hope I've been doing that the last 10 years. There's been moments I've not done that, and then it's brought me back, and again, I think it's because of my my knowing Diane that has kept me on a path to living a life of again, not just purpose and meaning, but of being truthful and honest to who I am. Diane, thank you so much for those moments, for who you are, for what you've done for so many people, but especially what you've done for me. And I love you so much. Happy birthday. Hope you're having a great time with the party. And I hope that I can see you in person sometime soon. Love you, Diane.
That was so sweet. And I know Matt would have loved to have been here in person, but the message is there, and certainly the spirit is there. And speaking of spirit, one of the other spirits behind Code Pink Women for Peace is one of the co-founders who, watch out, you're going to get in trouble if you follow her. And we've all been to jail with Medea Benjamin. Medea, please go ahead.
Hello, Diane. It's so nice to be with you on your birthday and to be in this virtual room full of people who love you so much. And I just want to talk about that word love because you embody it so much. And it's so painful to see our government doing things under Biden now that hurt so many people. For example, Cuba, and I see Lisa Vellante on here, and I saw Gail Walker on here. And I know you've worked with Pastors for Peace for so long, trying to break this blockade that is now perhaps worse than ever before during a pandemic. When you see that the time that we most need to be showing cooperation and sisterhood around the world, we see our government playing crass politics. And the same thing in Iran, where we've been with you on the street so many times in front of the White House, calling for peace with Iran. And yet we see that tremendous economic sanctions that are just killing people. I have a friend who came back 2 days ago and said, you wouldn't believe the poverty in this beautiful place where people were middle class and now are just really suffering. And so, Diane, when I think of you, it's not so much the politics, it's all about the love. And how do we show love to each other and around the world? And I wonder if we could raise our hands if we've ever had a call from Diane to just say that she loves us. So there it is. I get these calls periodically, and I'm so used to people calling to say, when are we doing this? What are we doing here? What's this? Where's that bill happening in Congress? When is it coming up? And Diane calls and she says, I just want to call to say I love you. And I think you might be the only person in the world that ever just calls me to say you love me. My kids call because they need something. My friends call because they want to get whatever it is. Diane calls to say that she loves me, and she calls the rest of us. She must have a whole list that she calls. Not that it makes us, any less special. We know we're all so special in Diane's eyes. And that's why, Diane, you are so special in our eyes, because I treasure those calls from you. And I treasure hearing you say so gently and so with so much spirit, I love you. And so I just want to say back to you, I love you so much, Diane. And it's such an honor and a pleasure to be your friend and to be here celebrating the wonderful being that you are.
Well, how beautiful. Indeed, we have all received these phone calls and are such better people for it. Thank you, Diane. And usually mine is, hey, Ann, we're going through Durant, Oklahoma. And that's where he and Bob are on the way to visit relatives in Oklahoma, and they go through the place that I was born in Oklahoma, Durant, Oklahoma. So she's always so kind to give me a call. We're going through Durant. Well, Diane, there are other people that are wanting to say hello before they leave. Bart and Paulina Varner say, unfortunately, we have to hop off the Zoom because of our travel plans. Many thanks for organizing the surprise party for the dear one-of-a-kind Diane. She is our role model. Boy, that's for sure. That is for sure. Well, and another person that would like to talk about role models and how we all affect each other is a fellow that we've worked with for a long period of time. Another Reverend Yearwood, please.
My dear sister, Reverend Diane Baker, it is so good to see you and happy 75th birthday. We first met, as you know, in Camp Casey. And the story that I want to tell is that if there is a description of a peacemaker, then clearly your picture is going to be in that description. When I first met you, as you know, I was in the midst of protesting the war in Iraq. And like my dear sister, Ann Wright, also happy birthday to you coming up. But as you know, I was a former chaplain in the United States Air Force protesting the war. And in that role, being a minister and being in the Air Force, it puts you in a very precarious situation. You have to literally consider your privilege as an American, your privilege as a person who calls on Christianity as your religion, and your privilege of just who you are compared to what can happen when our country does terrible things. Outside, like the war in Iraq or in Afghanistan or in Palestine or in Cuba, or even within our own country, from Detroit to Dallas to New Orleans. Sometimes we can see things and it can challenge our faith. So Reverend Baker, I just want to tell you, when I met you in Camp Casey, you were always smiling and always just representing a spirit of love. I would find out that you would do the first gay marriage up in Vancouver. I would find out you would be a person pushing for equity. I would find out all these amazing things about you. But the one thing that was clear is that you were willing to give up your privilege, your platform, and your position for people and humanity. So I want to tell you this, is that the whole existence while we're here, because one day, as you know, we will go on to that other side of Jordan, but the one thing that will remain behind will be all the love, all the power, and all the peace so that the next generation can have equality and existence. So Reverend Baker, thank you so much for being a human angel. Thank you so much for giving your life for the least of these. Thank you so much for being a true peacemaker in a world devoid of peace. All power to the people. Happy birthday, Diane Baker.
Wow, Reverend Yearwood, thank you so much. It's been a long time since we've had the Reverend preaching to us, and we need to get him back with all of us many more times. My goodness, wouldn't you say so, Diane? That's a pretty
yes.
Powerful words from a powerful guy. It sure is. And another powerful guy who should he have stayed in the Texas state legislature would be in Washington, D.C. with all of the rest of the guys and gals that are up there. But a fellow who during the Camp Casey years was a member of the Texas state legislature and gave us an insight into many of the things, the workings of the state legislature while we were sitting right there in the state of Texas protesting that war. And we'd sure like to hear from Lon Burnham right now.
Diane, happy birthday. The almost sometimes reverent, but always Reverend Diane Baker. It's great to see you tonight. Can't believe it's been 75 years. It just seems like yesterday, you know? So if this may have already been said, I had to tune in late, but if there's ever been an example of living and breathing good trouble, it is the Reverend Diane Baker. And so here's to all the good trouble that you caused. You probably don't remember the 5th anniversary of the start of the Iraq War, but I had a brand new chief of staff on board, and I'm hobbling around with a couple of broken toes and trying to make my way up from the Lincoln Memorial. And before I could get there and figure out what's going on, you're getting everybody arrested. And then there's the Dallas 6. Every time you turn around, good trouble is getting arrested for a good reason. And we love it. We do love the fact that you remind all of us that we are loved, and you tell us that on a regular basis. So, you know, Diane, you'll remember when I confided in you that we were kind of worried about your health situation. And so we wanted to give you a Peacemaker of the Year award all those many years ago because we weren't sure you'd make it to the next year. That was like a dozen years ago. So we expect another, at least a dozen good years of good trouble, okay?
Well,
I
that's
love you.
for sure. Yeah. Thank you, Lon. I remember that. That was a very cold, snowy, freezing ass Texas winter day. And it was at the Texas State Fairgrounds, if I remember right, where that award was given. So that was a wonderful one. And 12 years ago and going strong, Diane, keep going, keep going. We have another person that wants to say happy birthday to you. He's a guy that looks a lot like Christmas time himself, like old Father Christmas himself, with his beard that he's wearing until Julian Assange is released from confinement. And our good friend Ray McGovern would like to say happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Diane. What a pleasure to be with you and this communion of saints, if I may. I too met you first at Camp Casey in that little place called Crawford, Texas. And it was you who gave additional respectability for the rest of us because you were in your clerical garb and led some of the devotions. I'm forever grateful for that. Now, one of the slides that we saw talked about your experience in Germany. And so people should know that not only are you an activist, but you are a very distinguished theolog or theologian, a theologian, okay? Having studied under the best theologians in Germany at a time when women were not very welcome studying theology. So your courage came through there. Out of this German experience, I think I'd like to sing just two very small little songs because they indicate what you will remember about yourself and what I'd really like everyone to remember about you if they don't already remember it. The first one is called Die Gedanken sind frei. All Germans know this song, at least of a certain age. It was sung forever, but especially during the Nazi times. And we learned that actually this was sung openly under Hitler. It has to do with die Gedanken, the thoughts, they are frei, they are free. Die Gedanken sind frei, wer soll sie erraten? Sie fliegen vorbei wie nächtlichen Schatten. Wer kann sie retten, wer kann sie erratten? Mit Pulver und Blei, die Gedanken sind frei. So the translation is, thoughts are free, they will remember free. Who can figure out what your thoughts are? No one, not even a hunter can shoot down your thoughts with pulver, with powder and blei, with powder and lead. So it goes back a couple of centuries. Die Gedanken sind frei, and you were true to your Christian tradition. You learned a lot about theology in Germany, but you stayed true to your activism as well and revealed that to all of us. Last thing I'd like to try to sing is an adaptation of another German song, which you and perhaps others will understand, and I'll translate it. Let's see. Ich hab mein Herz in Diane Baker verloren, auf einer lauen Sommernacht. Ich bin verliebt bis über meine Ohren und wie ein Röslein auf den Mund gelagt. Und als wir Abschied nahmen vor dem Toren, dann habe ich mich gedacht, dass ich mein Herz zu Diane Baker verloren. Wie ein Röslein gelackt. So, ich habe mein Herz. I lost my heart to Diane Baker. Ich habe Diane Baker auf einer lauen Sommernacht. Okay, it was a gentle summer evening, except for the red ants. Some of you will remember the red ants in Crawford. Okay, ich bin verliebt bis über meine Ohren. I fell in love up to my ears, right? Over my ears. Und wie ein Röslein hat ihr Mund gelackt, and like a little rosebud, as you've seen tonight, like a rosebud did her mouth really laugh. Und als wir and as we took leave of each other before the gates, habe ich mich gedacht, I thought to myself, wow, I fell in love with Diane Baker. In this summer evening. Now, that was true, despite the red ants, despite the, what do they call them? Poison ants or biting ants. What's that?
They were fire ants.
Fire ants, yeah. We didn't have them in the Bronx, but they do have them a lot in Texas. So, so this, this was kind of very meaningful to me, and it was so great to hear other people have a similar experience with you, Diane. And lastly, since one of the slides talked about mooning, I have to remember some of the words of one of my patrons. His name was Phil Berrigan, and it sort of typifies your experience and the way you model that experience, so the rest of us will know we're not supposed to just read, we're not supposed to just complain, we're supposed to do things. And what Phil Berrigan famously said is, it's not where your mind is, it's not where your heart is, it's where your ass is. I don't know if he had in mind mooning the Pentagon, but I suspect he did. So thanks for that too, Diane, and happy birthday.
Thank you, Ray. Beautiful songs and great sentiments. And certainly Daniel Berrigan told us to get up off our asses and get moving. And one of the people that has gotten off, I don't think she ever sat down on her behind, but certainly she's moving hers around a lot and getting a lot done not only in trying to stop wars, but also trying to make sure that our environment is not totally torpedoed, and particularly down in Matagorda Bay and Alamo Bay. Our good friend, another Diane from Texas, Diane Wilson.
Thank you. And Diane, this is one Zoom call. I'm sure glad I'm named Diane. Every time they say something about Diane, I'm like, oh, wow. I almost think it's me. I'm getting it vicariously from you. And I am like a lot of folks down here, and I met you at Camp Casey. That must have been a very fateful, wonderful time. And I have not been around you a lot, but I have never forgotten you. And I know what you do. And I've been a commercial fisherman my whole life. And I've been out on the bay, and it's very rough work. And the highest compliment I can ever tell anyone is that they are one tough cookie, and that's you. And if I ever am in a trench, I want you in there with me. Happy birthday, Diane.
Well, be careful when you talk about trenches with Diane, because you're going to get in one of them pretty soon. That's for sure. And both the Dianes have been in the trenches for a variety of things. And, you know, another person who's been in the trenches and her father too. And Diane, I know that Lucius Walker was one of the great people that you were with so many years on the convoy down to Cuba, and his daughter is with us, Gail Walker, with us right now. Gail, please.
Sending you a big old fat sloppy kiss, Diane Baker. This is just a wonderful tribute to you, and I'm so glad to hear and learn so much about you. Of course, I'm just beaming with pride because I love you so much and feel so blessed to have you as part of, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, great to have you as part of my personal life. But of course, you know, the work that we've done through the caravans, through the, you know, through the relationship that of course you had with my dad, who loved you so very much, and the ongoing caravans that you and I got a chance to travel on. Love that good old fellow behind you, that handsome guy, Bob, back there, who has also just been such an important part of our ongoing work. I'm just gonna switch the camera super quick. I know there's a lot of other people want to talk. You got a young lady here. She's the new generation, Diane. She's a member of the IFCO staff working on the med school scholarship program. We're actually here because this weekend we're going to be doing an orientation for the next group of young people heading down to Cuba. But it's a continuation of the kind of support and you know, just the wonderful work that you have supported for so many years. Love you, love you, love you. And we're grateful, all of us at IFCO Pastors for Peace. I know Michael Johnson, IFCO president of the board, is on the line. Jennifer Wager, different people, Peggy Valdez, different people that you've known over the years that have been really just so grateful for who you are, what you represent, and have had an opportunity to travel with you on these different caravans. So just sending out lots of love. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And we are excited to continue the important work that we've been doing and that you've been doing. That slideshow was magnificent. So, so much more for all of us to be doing. A lot more that I can say, but I'm gonna pass the mic. I just want to just send you a big old abrazo from all of us at IFCO Pastors and from me personally. I love you, love you, love you, Diane. And this is my partner, Brenda, who's here also. Happy birthday,
Hey,
Diane.
Brenda.
Right?
Happy birthday, Diane.
Love you. Abrazos.
Abrazos.
Thank you. Thank you, Ann.
Thank
Gail,
you.
Yes.
Gail, just to show you the weirdness of how the world works, also on this call are friends of ours from the new church we just joined last year. And they too have intersecting stories with you and with your father and with Diane from Nicaragua and El Salvador. The Pipers, Richard and Joyce Piper.
Oh, of course, of
We
course.
met them and decided to go have lunch with them. And it turns out it's all talk about, oh, do you remember that time in Managua when whatever? I'm going, okay. So
That's
it's just,
the last thing I'll say, because Diane, I mean, Ann, I really do want to pass the mic, is that's what Diane represents in so many different ways, that interconnectedness, both Diane and Bob. And so thank you, Bob, for sharing that. And thank
and
you.
I suspect equally, you may not know him, but Ray McGovern probably has
Of course.
intertwining stories about Central America during those years.
Absolutely. And so important, and more important in many ways now more than ever. So thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, abrazos and besos. Love you so much.
Thank you from my generation for everything that you all have been doing. It is amazing to be living and to witness your legacy. So thank you very much.
Mhm. Well, thank you, Gail, and everyone. And certainly Cuba is in our hearts right now, and all of the work that IFCO Pastors for Peace have done over these generations and breaking blockades. And so there's so much more, and we certainly our hearts are with the people of Cuba. And Diane and Bob, we thank you for all of your work with that. We are going to have a little birthday song, and then we're going to have an opportunity for everybody, because I mean, you know, everybody on this call, and everybody wants to say something to you for sure. So after we do the birthday song, if you'd like to say something, and you know, I know that Winnie Oliver is on here, and she probably has a lot of stories about you, Diane, being a roommate of yours. So why don't we, we'll unmute everyone, and Ellen, our great songstress, Ellen, why don't you take it over and see if you can get this group of anarchists to sing together. Ellen, I think you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes. I turned my earphones off so I could share the speakers with Park here. So I'm trying to get everybody so that you have a gallery view so everybody can kind of see everybody. And we all know you actually cannot sing together on Zoom. But I am the director of the Veterans for Peace chorus. So I'm qualified to lead this little exercise. So since we're all a bunch of anarchists anyway, we're going to have anarchy happy birthday. It's not going to be synced, but we'll all try and be in the key that I started in. Other than that, here we go. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Diane. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. There were actually some singers in the group, I think. Well, Diane, we want to ask other people that would like to have a chance to say hello to you to do that. So if you would raise your hand, and if you know how to do that, either, you know, like.
And I'm gonna do a mute all, and you're gonna have to unmute yourself. So hang on.
Somebody tell how to raise your hand.
Yeah, I'll do that, but I'm gonna mute everybody. Okay, so Ann, you can unmute yourself. So yeah, so you raise your hand down at the bottom of your screen. If you move your cursor down there, you're gonna get a bunch of little icons, and the one on the far right, which we don't usually go to, is reactions. And under there's a little raise hand option. And if you raise your hand, that puts you up on the little list, and I can see you and spotlight you.
Okay. Oh, that sounds good. The top one that I see up here right now is Ellen Anala. Could you unmute yourself?
Yes. Hi, Diane.
Ellen.
Hi. I love you. And
I love you too.
Diane and I went to college together. I think Winnie, I'm not sure if Winnie's still on. I think she may have dropped off. But I think Winnie and Linda Glover's on. I think the three of us probably have known you the longest, but this has been just a pure joy to hear everything over the past, well, it's been 56 years since we first met and became friends. I think I ought to go ahead and tell my one story. and I'll be brief, but I'm probably the only one, well, maybe you've done it again, but that danced with you in black leotards in the Phillips Seminary Chapel in about 1969 to the sound of silence. And Linda Glover, who's on the call, her husband, Bob Glover, was in charge of it, and he's the one who talked us into it. And to this day, I still can't believe that he did that. But I love the fact that we've stayed in contact, and I'm not surprised at all with everything you have done in your life and all the lives you have touched. Love you, Diane.
Thank you, Ellen. How about Aftab Siddiqui? Let's see.
Hello, everybody. Hey, Diane, happy birthday. And I wish you many more joyous birthdays. Inshallah, as we say in our prayers, God willing, that's what it means. And I can go on talking about the great things, wonderful things, and very courageous things that Diane has done over the years since I met her. But I will just say about one thing. When there was, she and many other activists had taken supplies for Gaza, and they were directed to go through Egypt, and the Egyptian government was refusing to open the way for them to provide the supplies. And then Diane and all the activists really held a rally or sit down, and the Egyptian government really just looked at Diane, and they said that, okay, she is one tough cookie and we don't want to mess with her. And so they allowed them to take the supplies to the Gaza opening. So Diane, you have been a wonderful inspiration for me and for so many of us in the peace and social justice.
Thank you, Aftab.
Thank you. And thank you, Bob. You have been really absolutely wonderful partner to Diane. And I really appreciate both of you. Thank you very much.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you, Aftab. Yeah, I remember Diane being on a hunger strike in front of the Ministry of Justice, and a whole bunch of people sitting there, and the Egyptians didn't quite know what to think about all these people being on a hunger strike. That was before the Arab Spring happened, and it was in 2009 at the Gaza Freedom March. It surely was. Let's see, I think next we have Lisa Valente.
Well, it's so great to see the both of you, Bob and Diane. I met them accidentally when I first went to Cuba on the first U.S.-Cuba Friends Shipment Caravan. I had gone through Central America and met Lucius Walker, and then we had a discussion about the necessity to do something for Cuba, and we had the first caravan, but I had never really done anything like that, and it freaked me out entirely. We had 144 people get arrested, and and then we were like, people, oh, I just can't even tell you the turmoil. So, I mean, I lived through it. I got through it. It all went fine. We got down there. And I came back, and Diane, I drove to your house because I had my little car then, and you put me up in the kids' bedroom, because I've been in 3 houses with you now, but this was the first one, and I refused to leave. Remember? I stayed with you for a week, and Bob got scared that I was moving in and you didn't quite know how to evict me. And you and I spoke about everything, life, death, religion. I called you Rev because you worked so hard to get that title. And after about a week, I guess somehow I didn't even think I could work with Pastors for Peace. I didn't know quite that wasn't going to be my shtick. But after meeting Reverend Diane, I decided I could do it. And for 26 years, I was on every caravan, and many of them with you. And you know, the inspiration, but also kind of the courage to step out for who I wanted to be rather than who I had sort of thought I could be, because I thought a lot of things we were doing wasn't very ladylike. So anyway, I just want to thank you because I love you so much. And Bob, I love you too. All those years. Quite frankly, I didn't think you'd make it to 75. I didn't think I'd make it to 75. When my mom died, I wanted to be with you. Remember, I told you when my mother dies, the one person I want to come and be with was you. And then my mother went and died away from me. She just went off to California and died. And so then it was impossible. Anyway, it's just a whole many things I would say to you if you were in the same room, but I don't think I have to because I think you know. Thank you for everything. And I love you both more than I could ever tell you.
I love you and remember that.
I know you do.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. And Lon Burnham mentioned in the chat as Aftab was speaking about the Palestinians that, you know, Diane, your support for the Muslim community in Dallas and everywhere, in particular, you know, your support for the Holy Land 5, where you went to every one of those court hearings for the Holy Land 5 and still have contact with the families that still live in the Dallas area. We're going to have one more person speak. Well, let's see, we have two more, and then Diane, since it is your birthday, we would like to have you speak. So, well, first we'll have Michelle Johnson, please.
I spelled it a little bit differently, but it's Michael actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. Thank you.
Diane. Diane. I'm here representing Karina and myself, and my family, who you know, love you dearly. I met you more than 20 years ago in Cuba, on the way to Cuba, in Mexico first, on a Pastors for Peace caravan with Lucius and a lot of folks that you know very well, Bill Hill, some of the people that we have friendships for life because of that engagement. But that was the first time I was in Cuba. And I think the most impactful person I met was you. You always had a smile. And when you said you loved me, I feel like I was the only person in the world you loved. I think a lot of people on this call probably feel the same way. When she said she loved you, you know she meant it. And I just thank you for teaching us how to love, how to share it, how to give it unconditionally. I don't have to see your face, I can see your voice and know what's coming from the other end is nothing but love. Thank you for being the person you are and always have been. I think it's innate in you. I think you can't be anything else but the angel you are, walking on this planet and sharing your love with all of us. Karine, I'm sorry she can't be here. She's putting our little guy to bed, but she wanted to make sure I also just express how much we love you. And for Bill, who's not here, which you know loves you dearly, and Sia, and Ned Powell, and so many others, you know, you loved and love you. So happy, 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 happy birthday, and so many more.
Oh, thank you.
Love you, Diane.
Michael, I love you too.
I know you do.
Thank you, Michael. And Matt Ho has suddenly appeared. We've heard him by recording, but he's here in person. So Matt, please go ahead.
Hi, nice to see you again, Ann. Second time today, right? But Diane, I'm not going to repeat what I said. And I only want to say this because I was so struck by what I'm seeing here on my screen. This collection of people, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but like I'm reading, I'm rereading The Last Temptation of Christ. And I'm sitting here, I come into this chat room with you all, and this is what I'm faced with. These people who are around celebrating someone like Diane. And, you know, I mean, again, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but like, this is the feeling I have for you, Diane. And this is what even though I expected to see this group of people, I mean, the best people I've ever known in my life here, and even the people I don't know, I just know you guys are the best. That's what someone like you does, Diane. You bring people like this together and you bring us all up. And certainly, I guess you all played my video and you know what you've done for me. And holy cow, Diane, you're doing something for me right now. I'll send you a note later to explain it, but I just got off a call that was very important to me. And now here I am with you. And once again, what am I going to do? And it comes down to what would Diane Baker do? And so it's a very easy decision for me that way. But so, you know, what would WWDB, right? Or however it works out. But anyway, and Bob, it's good to see you, brother. You know, same thing when I visited you all at one time, you had an effect on me as well because you're her partner. And what you informed me of through your relationship with her, I'm a better man and better person because of that. But anyway, happy birthday, Diane. And I love you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Matt, for joining us too in person. And we have another person who's been with us through the drones as we've challenged the drones everywhere. Nick Modron. Nick, please.
Yes. Nick.
Yeah, Diane, I just want to say that you and Leslie and Valley Reed almost got me to want to live in Texas. We came down there in 2006 to do a walk between ExxonMobil headquarters in Irving and down to Crawford, and sometimes we had 30 people, sometimes we had 10, whatever. Got up early in the morning. Who's going to want to walk this morning? And you were right out there at the head. And that lady who was your friend who passed, and I just can't think of her name right now.
Nell.
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 They were like, wait a minute. We got to catch up with you guys, you know? And it was so inspiring because there wasn't a lot of talk about it. It was just, all right, we're doing it. And I just so much appreciate that. And I do appreciate these calls to find out, well, is the guy still alive? And yeah, okay, good. Well, I love you. You know, it's great. So thank you. And Bob, thank you for your hospitality and just it just felt like, well, here's part of my family. I'm just gonna love to see them. So thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Well, I'll tell you, Diane was one, you couldn't outwalk Diane. She walked the streets of, well, maybe that's not the way you should say it. No, yeah, but you walked the streets, you and Leslie. I mean, you walked the shoes off everybody from New York City, Washington, Texas, you name it. If there was a march, there they were holding up that banner, going after it, never stopping, never stopping. You've got a message from one of your former pastors. It says, so happy to hear Diane is getting these many blessings and accolades shared from Diane's former pastor, Ed Middleton, Chris Serkerke, and Anna Middleton. Happy birthday from Cocoa Beach, Florida. So we will send you all of these messages. Another one from Molly Baum. I need to go to feed my father. What a privilege to hear these stories. Happiest of birthdays to dear friend. How I love you and Bob. I'm still here to testify that you are still stirring up good trouble. And so we've got all of these messages, and we have a listing of everybody that was on the video today. Many that have spoken, and others that are sending their wonderful greetings to you.
And I see a hand for Leah Baker, and I'm gonna make a leap and say she might be related.
Good point. Leah Baker, please.
Daughter.
Daughter.
Maybe related. I don't know. Just wanted to say happy birthday. And sorry, I love you so much. And you've been great and had a good impact in my life. And kind of from everything from I was younger on the soccer field to helping me with everything from moving and after surgeries and all kinds of stuff. And just always encouraging me to stay involved and kind of what people were talking about with like the links of somebody somebody and I know Reverend Diane or whatever. And that actually happened to me with Chris and Julie Sitton. I don't remember if you remember that in college. I saw an email from a friend, and she had one of the recipients was Rev Diane Baker, and questioned, and of course she's friends with you. And when I went to one of the protests years ago downtown and at the governor's mansion, and I told you I was going, and you got me in touch with I know somebody's that's going to be there, and this is the person that's going to be heading it up. And sure enough, I'm not 100% sure. I think that may have been Lon, but I could be completely wrong on that. But anyway, happy birthday, and it's super exciting. 75 is awesome, and I love you to pieces.
Love you, baby.
Love you.
Well, that says it all. We all love you to pieces, Diane. And Diane and Bob, if you'd like to just say anything you want to, or just whatever.
I will speak first because Bob is a better speaker. However, I have to say that the love that I have known has come from each and every one of you. And I mean that honestly and very sincerely. And I love you.
Well, thank you, and we love you. We sure do. Bob, how about you?
Well, first of all, it's good to see all of you all. I appreciate all of you who worked hard to put this together. It is during these kind of engagements that I realize how many times Diane or I will put our hand out to steady ourselves. Diane needs to steady herself with her walker or with a handrail, but emotionally we steady ourselves by reaching to the shoulder of one of the greats, one of the people who are solid, whether it's Ed Middleton or Nathaniel Batchelder or Lon or Ray or Gail or Lisa, whoever it is.
All of you.
Whoever it is, yeah, it's like, well, you reach out and you go, I'm going to hold on to this while I think about this next thing. And that's what Diane does. She does it. I can see her processing, sometimes verbally and sometimes internally. Is, well, I need to think how somebody else would have thought about this. And that's what she does. And we love you and I appreciate you a lot. That's all I can say that's helpful tonight.
Well, that says it all, I think. And you lean out and we lean out too. We all are in it together, and whatever we can do to help each other out at whatever time. I think we've all got this wonderful network of friends and colleagues, and yep, from the heart. I've just seen that Lisa Fithian has hopped on, and Linda Foley. There are others who have just come in. So, you know, there's just been a wonderful group of people that have been here through the afternoon, and we want to give such great thanks to Leslie and Ellen for putting everything together and getting in touch with everyone and organizing this. It's really been a wonderful opportunity for us to be able to share your birthday and to wish you the very, very, very best in the years to come. And let's go to jail somewhere. Come on.
Oh,
let's get moving. There's work to be done.
oh, and you're getting ready for your birthday party.
Oh, well, yep, we're all heading for the same direction, aren't we?
Yeah.
Bob and Diane, Pat is nearby. She can hear everything, and we just love you so much. It's been a real pleasure and an honor to listen to everyone who spoke tonight. So, Godspeed.
Yeah, I love that from Oklahoma City. I love.
Wonderful.
You all have taught me love. Michael, you.
Love you, Diane.
And
anybody else want to say something? Please
well, we love
go
you
right
guys more and more, and even from remote like this, it seems like you're in the next, sitting at the next dinner table. Hi, Linda.
Happy birthday.
My sisters are here, 2 of my sisters, and my kids and nieces. Corey King is a niece. And Corey, someday you'll go and Google some of these people.
Already done it. I'm on a watch list now.
You're on, actually, there are a few of them, just typing their name into Google, you got yourself landed on a Israeli spyware watch list.
I did. Hey, and Diane, did you remember that Meg Penrose was my professor in law school?
Yes.
Yes.
She was the one who told me in civil procedure that if we were on Survivor, she'd kick me off the island first.
Oh.
But I still like her. I still
One of the 3.
Pretty cool lady.
Amazing.
Happy birthday, Diane. It's Linda Glover.
I know your voice.
Birthday. We go way back.
Oh, dear.
From that dance at seminary at Phillips.
60 years.
I was his.
And I love having you follow me and tell me you love me, because I certainly love you.
Her husband, Bob, passed away recently, and I was his secretary. And we were in a gathering, and he said, this was a former secretary of mine, and she's the worst secretary I ever had.
And Bob loved you too, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst secretary and the best heart.
And it's so nice to hear you. You know that Lance is here. Some of the people weren't on when Lance got here. Diane's brother's here from Hawaii, and he knows Lance from Hawaii. I mean, he knows Ann from Hawaii. And some of Diane's good friends are here from a group that she meets with every Thursday, and they support the Dallas Peace Center and Pastors for Peace and all the good trouble she gets into. Joyce Hall's one of them. Seal McDermott's another. They're out there. They may not be in the newspaper, but they're a big time influence in all this.
Mhm. Yep, those are so important. They sure are.
It is.
We are. Well, we have really enjoyed the opportunity to be with you, Diane, on this big occasion of the big 75. Boy, I tell you, we sure do. And
your birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
So Anne, after I bragged to you about how I could have a backup career as a Zoom meister, I
Yeah.
screwed up on the slideshow and I didn't share the sound because there was music that went with it. So I thought it'd be nice if we could go out on the slideshow again because the pictures went by really fast, and this way you'll get to hear the music that went with it. But when we're ready to close out, I'll just run the slideshow again as people are leaving.
Oh, that's wonderful because it's a great, wonderful remembrance of all the stuff that's been going on over the last 15 years or more, and Diane right there in the middle of it. So why don't we go ahead and we thank again Leslie Harris and Ellen Davidson for putting all of these things together, and all the speakers that were here and everyone with their hearts. So happy birthday again to
Happy
Dr.
birthday.
Baker. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Diane.
Thank you.
I love you,
Happy
Diane.
birthday.
I love you, each one.
Was it Cesar Chavez? Maybe it was Dorothy Day. Some will say Dr. King or Gandhi set them on their way. No matter who your mentors are, it's pretty plain to see. If you've been to jail for justice, you're in good company. Have you been to jail for justice? I want to shake your hand. Sitting in and lying down are ways to take a stand. Have you sung a song for freedom or marched that picket line? Have you been to jail for justice? Oh, you're a friend of mine. You law-abiding citizens, listen to this song. Laws were made by people, and people can be wrong. Once unions were against the law, but slavery was fine. Women were denied the vote, and children worked the mine. The more you study history, the less you can deny it. A rotten law stays on the books till folks with guts defy it. Have you been to jail for justice? I want to shake your hand. Sitting in and lying down are ways to take a stand. Have you sung a song for freedom or marched that picket line? Have you been to jail for justice? Oh, you're a friend of mine. Now the law's supposed to serve us, and so are the police. When that system fails, it's up to us to speak our piece. It takes eternal vigilance for justice to prevail. So get courage from your convictions. Let them haul you off to jail. Have you been to jail for justice? I want to shake your hand. Sitting in and lying down are ways to take a stand. Have you sung a song for freedom or marched that picket line? Have you been to jail for justice? Will you go to jail for justice? Have you been to jail for justice? Oh, you're a friend of mine.
We are living in the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone, I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open, in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, finding intuition, my head, my heart, I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who have come before me, band together and be my guide. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living neath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we've been given to share have been with us since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving spirits will live together. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living neath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side.
That was great.
Wow.
Thank
It was
you.
great. Always with a smile.
I love you all.
We love you,
You
Diane.
will never know.
Love you. Are we going to say goodbye now?
Well,
I think we should all unmute again and shout happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Diane.
Happy
birthday.
Thank you.
Birthday.
Be happy.
Feliz cumpleaños.
You went to wait.
Happy birthday.
Birthday.
My
Hi,
house. Come to my house.
All right, everyone, please get on the drone webinar tomorrow. What's it called? Nick? Is Nick still here?
Ann is on it. She knows what it's called.
Well, it's you know,
It's
Oh,
for,
Anne's emceeing it on her birthday. Happy birthday.
that's right.
And that party is
Always working.
The Creech Drone Webinar, yes.
shut down Creech Drone Base. So it's one of Diane's good projects. We all have been working on trying to shut that thing down. And so we'll have a webinar tomorrow with a lot of people who spend a lot of time out there, and just a continuation of all of our great work. And Diane, we just are looking forward to seeing you out on the front lines soon with this COVID hopefully getting under control so that we can start moving a little bit more safely. We cherish the time that we'll be able to get together in person and give everybody a big old hug, probably with the mask on still though. Well, we still have 19 people here that don't want to leave, so that's a real testament to you. Linda Foley, you haven't said anything. How about?
Well, I'm sorry I got on here late, but my grandson came by and we had a nice long visit. So,
Good.
and then I had to really rush and get on here, but it's good to see everybody. And it's an impressive guest list that's on here when you look at, who came to say happy birthday to you.
Amen.
But,
And I see Ellen Barfield's here from Baltimore.
Yep.
Ellen, I saw you come on.
And I
It's
think
good to see you, Diane. And I know a whole lot of folks from Dallas way back long ago. So it's good to see a lot of familiar faces. Very happy birthday to Diane and Ann both. Wow.
Yes.
Diane, I have been really enjoying every moment of this. And so I've been very quiet because I'm taking it all in. But I just wanted to tell you that before you came to Dallas, many of us were involved in the peace movement. But when you came, you added a life and a spirit to the peace movement in Dallas that we never had before, and showed us the connection between all of those issues. And when Diane was just getting to know people in Dallas, I'd pick her up or we'd have to meet Bob somewhere. And I learned that you really needed to start trying to pull Diane out of a room 30 minutes to an hour before she really had to be out, because she had to stop and talk to everybody and have something to say to everyone as she was getting to know them. So it's just been, I'm so blessed with having you as my friend. And this has just been a beautiful, beautiful evening. Thank you. And thank you, Bob, for being there with us all the time too.
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm. And Lisa Fithian, are you up in New York right now?
I am. I'm out in the woods. So I'm not in Texas anymore, but happy birthday, Diane. I wish I was in Texas. I'd come up to Dallas and celebrate with you. But yeah, no, it's been a pleasure. And I'm so happy to be here with everybody. And happy birthday to you too, Anne. We're getting on there, huh? 275s. I just turned 60 and yeah, it's going to be good.
You know, there are a few that are older than 75.
This is true.
Me.
Yeah, you and Joyce.
Well, I can remember
79.
80.
How much?
79.
That away. Good, good. And our good friend Barbara Letson out of San Francisco, she's 87 and going strong.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, I think when most of us met, a group of us was 15, 16 years ago at Camp Casey. And we were all 16 years younger. I think I could get up off the couch a little easier then.
You sat on a couch?
Oh yeah, that's right. Get up off the ground.
Yeah. Ditch.
He only sits down on airplanes.
Yeah.
What did you say, Leslie?
I said, you only sit down on airplanes going to the next gig.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there are a couple of people that I can't really use a computer, but I can use a phone. And I use it well, but I need the phone number of Nick Modern and Matthew. I don't have yours, I don't think. And well, there are a couple more that I need phone numbers from. So
Maybe
otherwise,
people can put them in the chat, because we'll be saving the chat.
okay. Otherwise, I can just pick up the phone and say, hey, I need to talk to Leslie.
Oh, good.
Who's sending out the recording? Who will be sending out the, Ellen? When will we get that?
I should be able to post it tomorrow, and what I will do is send an email to all the participants with a link. And
Right.
if you registered, if you didn't register, then you're bootleg, you don't get it.
Okay. I really want to share this with other people too.
Wonderful. Well, it's a remarkable outpouring of goodwill and everything for a wonderful, wonderful person, Diane. It sure is. Yep.
All of you.
Yep.
I've cried and laughed and during this time. Thank you all for all of you.
Well, thank you, Diane. Thank you very much. Well, I think we're probably going to be heading out of here pretty darn soon.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull the plug on this.
Yeah, well, it's almost 4:30 here in Honolulu, and I got to go swimming.
Oh.
I don't know what the rest of you all are doing, but I'm going to go swimming in the ocean.
All right, well, the East Coast is going to bed.
I was gonna say, we're going to bed soon.
I'm going to Raytheon.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Happy birthday.
Plan to go 5,
Bye.
4,
Happy birthday, Diane.
3,
Happy
2,
birthday. Thank
1.
you.